What's going on, everybody? God Shadow here, and we are playing Grixis mod. GB Barcelona is 2 weeks from now, so we got at least a couple more days of testing. Next week I'm not gonna have so much time because I'll be traveling, and therefore we have to do a big part of the work of the preparation in the next 3 days, during the next 3 days. And therefore we have adopted a couple of things again and adapted our deck to the current meta in disfavor of, I don't even know if the words I'm saying are real words in English, but you do understand what I mean. So we've cut a couple of things. Grim Lavamancer, for instance, although I really like the card. We put 2 Collective Brutality into the main board and 2 Dreadboars into the sideboard. Surgical Extraction and Kalitas have come in instead of Grim Lavamancer and Phyrexian Scriptures in order to support our Graveyard Hate more, and then Keranos as our late game inevitability. Collective Brutality serves as a connector between Terminate and Logic Knot and our discard spells, because here was kind of a gap in between these two. Although I like Terminate and I do like Logic Knot, the meta is filled with decks that either the cards are just too strong, for what we're using them for, because like Terminating and Noble Hierarch, certainly not the greatest. And on the other hand, you sometimes just need more flexibility. It also serves us well against not so good matchups like Burn. Yeah, other than that, the deck remained the same. And we're gonna jump into a league here. Just gotta have a look here for, yeah, we do have a Future Burn. So Kalitas is exceptionally good against Hull 1, and of course it also has some applications against Burn, but they're, I mean, if it connects, then it's really good, but most of the time it's just too slow. I think we can keep this. This is not a bad hand. We're on the play, so we can set up what we want to do. Of course, it's somewhat risky, but we have Lightning Bolt for really aggressive starts of our opponent. And nobody's playing control anyway. Most of the time, at least. Yeah, we can pack both of these. Probably putting the land on top here, just because if we want to keep up Logic Knot for the second turn. Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. Tron again. Yeah. So we're gonna counter this. And then go to our turn, play Snapcaster Mage on 0 Visions. Another Snapcaster Mage. It's not the worst. Color Guns Command generally speaking also not the worst, but probably don't need 3 here. So could of course use Cologon's command onto the expedition map, but that would probably not turn out to go well for us. Then we just run into an Ugin or a Karn, something like that, and then we can't get rid of it anymore. And there's a Wurmcoil engine. Walking Ballista. Well, I mean that's not too bad. Yeah, it kills our Snapcaster Mage. Maybe that's enough for us already to warrant something here, but he'll fetch a no, need to let it resolve. And then we're gonna go Cologon's command, discard and destroy artifact. And really get to work on what he's doing in his hand. He's certainly gonna look for a Ugin's Sanctum of Ugin, which means okay, I had a Dismember in hand as well. We need our cryptic commands in order to counter the trigger. So Ugin triggering Ugin, we're gonna counter and bounce. Fear of Ruin is actually a pretty good one in a couple of ways. Now we both have Snap Cryptic as well as the option of activating Fear of Ruin, but I do think that we would prefer the Snap Cryptic here. Just in case. Right. So we now do have a threat on board. We could have a look first at what he's got going on. Let's see. Cologon's command, Snapcaster Mage. Doesn't really matter. Let's have a look. No stone. There's a tower, okay. Yeah. So now we hope that he drew something that is not too bad. He played the tower. Um, and I really want to make him discard here. Yeah, Karn. Very good. Nimble is also pretty nice because we can counter a trigger. So he has nothing for 5. If we go Kolaghan's Command now, we get rid of the Sanctum of Ugin, and then he needs to draw both a land and the Wormcoil Engine. And we have a 3-turn clock. Probably better though. Put him to 9 now, could kill him within 2 turns. Okay, one Shimmer roll, just sealing the deal here. So he goes to 8. Even if he manages to kill both Snapcaster Mages, we still have Nimble and Lightning Bolt. So, unless he finds like Tron into Ulamog here, I think we should be okay. Okay, that's Tron. Oh my god. No, it's just a Karn. Karn is not a problem. Yep. Alright, game 1 goes to us. Perfect. So Collective Brutality gets thrown out. I want to have 1 chase less just because of the collateral damage of a no stone. Dreadbore is good, Counter Squall is really good. We could, I don't even know, Surgical Extraction isn't even worth it probably. PN Kiran. So the good thing about PN Kiran is Ugin doesn't kill them. On the downside though, they are also no, we can't take out PN Kiran. That is not good. Probably just going with 1 terminate, 1 Dreadbore, right? Because the Planeswalkers are so strong that if we run into one and just need lands. So it's very likely that he's bringing in Thought-Knot Seers and such. That's why we're still playing Terminates. So he could have Natural Tron But if he doesn't have natural Tron, then I think we should be looking for some other stuff here. Just to ensure that we're making land drops. Which we are not. So Liliana of the Veil is our only chance of fighting a resolved Ulamog. And in case, like, we can also not, if he's playing Thorned Seers, we can also not just discard Terminate here. Already has Ulamog in hand. That'd be tremendously bad for us, of course. He was waiting for that. Is he retarded? Alright. Yeah, I think Kalitas because of the Wonkel engine. And also like a World Breaker or something like that. Yep, that's a keep. If we draw Jace turn 2, then it's a close to perfect hand. Motherfucking Ulamog. Could take the expedition map, of course. But taking Ulamog here also does have its upsides. We have a Fulminator Mage. Alright, let's take the expedition map. Try to get rid of the Ulamog down the road. Doesn't feel great though, because usually, like, if they have a Relic of Progenitus, and we won't be able to get rid of the Ulamog, that'd be really bad. Of course, we could have also taken the Chromatic Sphere. Then he would have to play Urza's Mine, Chromatic Expedition Map next turn, go Urza's Mine again, crack the Expedition Map for green source, and only then he would be able to do that stuff. But then our Fulminator Mage would be quite redundant. Therefore, I actively want him to search for lands. And hopefully we find Caligan's command. Go on, man, your first turn can't be so difficult. Yeah, as it was expected. Alright, 2 fulminators. So we're probably using the first one to get rid of whatever land he plays, and then the second one in order to have the threat chip a little bit of damage in and have something of an insurance. And then we need to start making 2-for-1s. Interesting that he played the mine here before playing anything else. And before having a look at what he was possibly drawing to. But I'm fine with that. Kalitas, I think it's a pretty good spot for Kalitas here. We should be able to give him the 1 turn that he needs. So the question here is, what if he drew a Thaunatia? I think we should be hedging against that. Could of course also ghost quarter his own stuff, but so he does at least have another ancient stirrings that we would like to take away here. Oh yeah, 2 Lamox, 2 Karns. Sure. So he almost requires to ghost quarter his own mine in order to be able to cast ancient stirrings. Of course, we could then respond, sacrifice the Fulminator Mage. Okay, yes, 5 now. I'm probably going to do this now. Kill the power plant in the upkeep. Then he gets a green mana source. Maybe. Could of course also in response to the ghost quarter fulminated the thing again. Just to keep him off of Ulamog. Karn isn't even relevant. Just need to keep him off of Ulamog. probably go scores it in response. Now we could do it again, and I think that's viable. Now he doesn't get, like, we still got rid of 2 lands, therefore that's fine. And he still is stranded without green mana. Oh, there's the tower. So I'm doing this very aggressively now because he does have the potential mana for Nulamog if he so chooses. That's thoughts, yeah. Great. 1 against Tron first round. Let's jump into the second one. Doo-doom. It's keepable. One more red mana to a decent hand. And it's also the Hollow One version. Mardu Hollow One. Man, yeah. I don't know what happened during the last couple of days, but man, the meta has switched towards being super fucked again. I'm not going to use Jace yet, because I don't know what's going on yet. Could also be a Mardu Pyromancer build with some other crazy stuff. Oh, that's a good draw. We could discard Nimble, but why would we do that? He's not great in the matchup, one has to admit. But then we have not done anything this turn. I think I'm just gonna go with this. protecting all Liliana. But I assume if he had a lightning bolt, then he would have also utilized that to kill out Jace. But whatever happens, like, I don't want to lose to Liliana. And in my opinion, it's very unlikely that he's Hollow One when he hasn't played a Goblin Lore or anything like that up until this moment. I'm gonna block with Nimble, just because I'm scared of a lightning bolt. And once oh man. Yeah, both seem quite decent. So definitely no lightning bolt, and now Jace and Liliana together are able to take care of those nasty lingering souls. Oh man, he's a 4-color deck. I really no clue what's going on here. Okay, so it is a Hollow One deck after all, just a very slow one. That is not a problem. It appears that his lingering souls were really blocking him and his capability to do anything. Oh, yeah, that was my mistake, to be honest. The Flamewake Phoenix, well, I should have just killed it and returned something. That was not the optimal line here. So our aim is to ultimate Liliana. Tesker is not really a problem, we can Snapcaster it. Snap terminates. Not like last time. Okay, another Lingering Souls and another Gomag Angler. Alright. Souls aren't getting less. But we're basically taking 2 out a turn, which is a good rate. I won't be attacking with Snapcaster Mage yet. I do think it's gonna be more important down the line than just being blocked by a soul token here. But I have to admit, like, 3 Lingering Souls put some pressure on us. Like, we wouldn't have been able, without Liliana, we wouldn't have been able to even reach this stage of the game. And they also do have 35 cards left only. All their discard spells require them to draw a lot of cards. And then the question is, are we able to mill them before they kill us? Because of course we would be enabling a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think we're just gonna counter draw this. Two might be a little bit too many. There's a blood gas as well. Okay, so we're gonna kill this soul. This on the flame blades. Then we're gonna attack with the Snapcaster Mage. Play Piankir on Lar. Have a couple of good blocks and also a good threat density. Okay. Well, just waiting won't be turning out great for our opponent here. So we're gonna attack. Bloodgas cannot block. No, I just think he's waiting for the inevitable. I mean, we have two Piankir and Lar activation. It doesn't even matter. There's no way he lives. Okay. That turned out pretty good. Liliana's gonna get thrown out. Cryptic commands aren't bad. Aren't great either. So the good thing about the Lingering Souls is that many of the cards that we're boarding anyway are good to go against the soul tokens. Probably want to have the Dread Boars, because he's also somewhat heavy on, like we've seen at least 3 Goma Ganglers and Tasker, and that was half a stack. So yeah, I think that's worth it as well. 65 cards is too much, of course. Nimble isn't great. Only one down here. Could be going not with Liliana. Could be going with the Keranas. Could also be going with Counter Squall or a Logic Knot. Maybe one Logic Knot. Oh no, we're at 60. That's fine. Don't know why. Had that glitched there. Okay, we do have Surgical. That's already probably worth enough for us to Goblin Law, 2 hollow ones. Let's draw another one. Nope. Cycling a hollow one. And of course now we could take hollow ones from his hand. Is that worth it? We would need to do it before he taps out though. So we're gonna kill this thing. Lingering Souls as well. Okay. Souls is a good card to know about. And no matter what he does here, okay. So he's probably gonna go with the Souls. No, he's not. And either way, no matter what he does here, we do have Field of Ruin. Don't think that he's taking these Visions. Yeah. Oh, he has the Goma again, I'm not sure. So we're gonna get rid of that one. To strand him with the Souls. Well, we need to find an answer for the Goma gang ASAP. Yeah, we're probably just gonna block it. Ah, come on. That was unfortunate to say the least. Two Zero Visions. Just finding lands. right now I don't want to have a Snapcaster Mage. We already have 2 Jaces, I just want to have some action. Okay, Surgical isn't bad. Especially when he has a Flamewake Phoenix. Play this one. Yeah, that's probably a hollow one coming. No? Interesting. So we are able to flip the Jace, get rid of the Flamewake Phoenix. I know this. Oh, we're just gonna go with what crits. So we could Thoughtseize him. We could also just spend 2 life in order to go after something here. So whatever we do, it would cancel each other out, right? We have to be a little bit cautious with our life. Could take a look at his hands. That's probably worth it. This way or that way. Alright, another Flamewake Phoenix. Burning Tree is somewhat annoying. But he could be playing the Flamewake Phoenixes otherwise. So therefore we're just gonna do this. Surgical Phoenixes. Discard 2 Terminates. Oh my god. Well, at least we have a Surgical. After all this. He only has 1 Flamewake Phoenix in hand. Flameblade Adept, excuse me. And 1 Kalitas is in our graveyard as well. So we only need to manage to get there to that Kalitas. But again, we discarded like most of our good stuff and kept the 2 lands, like through 2 burning trees, which is insane. Yeah, that's Lingering Soul's also bad. And you have to admit that. Though so we have two options here. We either go ahead and get Kalitas back with Jace. That would cost us the Jace. But we would be able to play Kalitas next turn. See if he does have something in hand. Yeah, lightning bolts. I think if we wait for a turn, just take up Jace, because then we can have him survive, have a look at what we draw, call against command, return it. Now we just need a Snapcaster Mage. All we need is a Snapcaster. We're almost good. Almost. Not perfectly though. Another hull one. He drew triple hull one there. Insane. Yep. Now he's drawing really well. And he also has another Souls in his graveyard. You need to take the damage. Oh my god. So we're gonna pass the turn here. Just tap all creatures, draw a card. There's no reason in doing anything else, I think. Nothing to be gained. Kolgan's command, that's a good one. Okay, he loses to life. We destroy artifact and make him lose 2 more. We get a zombie token. He goes down to 7. And this requires him to block with the Lingering Souls, and if we draw both a Cryptic, a Snapcaster, Nazis is not what I was talking about. So let's see. How do we die here? We go to 7. This is 3. Needs to block 1. He has 7 damage on board. We have 1 zombie to block. If he has a collective brutality off the top, then there is an avenue to win here. But this is just... Alright, cool. So already faced our 2 worst matchups in the world. Won both. Can only get better from here, right? Alright. Somewhat awkward hand, but on the draw I think it might be okay. Okay. Our opponent seems to be somewhat slow as well with what he's trying to do. Oh, it's... what is this? Knight hate beers? Alright, so there's a black source. And I don't think that we want any of these. Pink Huron is fine. It's actually pretty good, but we need more lands, and we need especially more islands. 2 paths. And another knight. Probably just taking that one. Interesting that he didn't want to path our Jays. Couple of good draws here, good rips. This is also awkward. So we're just playing straight up value town. definitely cannot get rid of polluted delta. I think it's nimble here. Not 100% sure though. And now we need to take Azusa away. Because if they resolve their company, and they do have Azusa as well, then they can just Ghost Quarter tech edge all the time, like 3 times a turn, and that's just gonna be our death. Interesting that you didn't use the knight, of course, because you wanted to draw the company, but that's still not bad for us. Okay, so he declines using the company this turn in favor of using Tectonic Edge, which I'm super fine with. Yeah, Moto doing Moto things again. We drew 2 Nimbles, 3 Snapcasters, 2 Cryptics. It's like not very likely that that's happening. He's not even attacking with the knights. Doesn't even care. Okay, and he's also not drawing another land here. Could of course kill stuff and then go just... I mean, I think we need to get rid of this. He needs to draw a... Sure. Fine as well. Now he has a Ghost Quarter on top. I'm gonna go Watery Grave, although it hurts. Just because they are playing so many Search Your Library for basic cards. Path to Exile, Ghost Quarters, maybe Field of Ruins, you know, all that kind of stuff. Which can be really annoying. So bottom. Oh, another company. Not the knights. Okay, the bird. The bird. Okay, so we shuffled the company away. We're gonna block. No, we're not gonna block. We can take the 2. Get rid of knight, then he's left with 2 birds and a Corsa, which we can double block, and then if he paths in response, of course we lose guy, but we also find a land. And the next turn we do have... Oh, this a Vital Force, yeah. Good that we have Cryptic up, because this would otherwise go really bad. Interesting, he apparently doesn't want to use... and the Tireless Tracker. Alright. So yeah, we're taking 2. Cannot go bold, snap, bold. and therefore I'm not going to do this. He declines to play the thing, therefore we're just going to go both simple now. Reason for this is that not only do we have a cryptic command up, but we also have 3 Snapcaster Mages that we can both bounce if he taps out for Nissa Vital Force or something, to not run into a... Oh no, he has 2 birds. Never mind. No, he doesn't have a land. Draw. See what he does. So just wants to take it. Yeah, sure. He's pathing his own bird in order to draw the tireless tracker out of range. Okay. This is our time. He cannot really sacrifice the Ghost Quarter, yeah. Because then we have 1 Ephemeral, and that would also not be good for him. I'm gonna say, let's have a look. Obviously he knows that, you know, there's something going on, because we wouldn't just be running into a Nissa here that could kill us potentially. So I'm inclined to play counter bounce. We know what's coming. It's a Colligan's command, which is not enough to kill him next turn through a Ghost Quarter, so we're just playing it safe here. So he's thinking about whether or not he wants to block, and I don't actually mind either way. Yeah, he just gave up. I also don't know what. Like from that particular position, I don't think there was anything that could have saved him. Alright, 1 Jace less. Therefore we're playing this here. Don't want to have 2 Dread Balls. Also because of Nissa Vital Force. There it's really good. Nimble, it's not their strongest matchup here. Is it Steadycaster? He has a lot of really expensive stuff, but we still have counter spells, so you gotta kind of weigh that off. Usually I'm also putting in dispels against collective company. But I think that would also, since Knight of the Reliquary is so strong on the board, that would probably bite us, and we won't be keeping this. Maybe our opponent's also having a rough time here. I actually didn't think that we would win any of the games that we played up until this round. Also not the first game of this round. We didn't have great draws in this round, and then the first two were just bad matchups. So can be happy with how it went up until now, and hopefully we'll also have our opponent make a decision soon. Up until this moment, I'm really happy with the change of collective brutality in the main board. I've been playing around in paper with it during the last couple of days. The dread boards in the sideboard haven't really shined yet. Mulligan. Okay. So water grave here. So Steadycaster isn't bad per se. There's a knight already. Yeah, this was to be expected. Sadly, don't have access to red mana. He doesn't have access to white, so he was really hoping that we wouldn't be able to kill this fucking bird. But we weren't. Excavator. So now you can use the knight, get a mana source, replay the forest. Value, pure value. He's getting a fetch land most likely, so that yeah. Now he's gonna path our days. Huh? Alright. Cool story, bro. So we are gonna need the Steadycaster. Pretty sure about that. So our Terminates are basically worst red balls with the Voice of Resurgence on board. Liliana of the Veil could be good down the road. I think I'm just going to discard an island here. So let's terminate that thing. Remember that Excavator only gets really obnoxious when they do have a Azusa or Ghost Quarter. Alright, so this looks to be a company that you might be playing in our upkeep. Don't know why you would wait here for us to have a counterspell. Maybe he's scared of like overextending into a damnation. Really good for us would be another land source that is a red mana. Then we could bolt the Excavator, flip the Jace onto the Voice, and have Steadycaster kill the bird. And then we would still be up. Well, that's also not a bad draw per se. Feels like a company is coming here. So how are we gonna protect against a company? This thing doesn't deal any damage. Do we care if he doesn't play company? Probably not, right? Okay, he's not playing company. Interesting. I might still be willing to play out the Steadycaster. So then we still will get two kills. Can kill the Voice token. All right. Okay, so now I want to kill the elemental token, I think, because that's gonna become huge. The other two don't deal damage. Of course, he's gonna get more creatures onto the battlefield. Two really good ones here, one has to admit, and he has another company. That's also really annoying. makes sense. Cryptic command which we cannot use. Sands filled with lands. Good that you didn't play the Tectonic Edge. And this is going to be tough. Without domination, this is just too much value. Let's concede. Really need to find Kalitas early. Probably want to have one dispel. I think I'm not going to play out Thoughtseize here on turn 1 because I don't want to take a bird. I'd much rather bolt it and then follow it up with a Thoughtseize. Noble Hierarch, which we can kill favorably next turn. Talus Tracker is a pain in the ass, as is Knight of the Rare Inquiry. And of course Collective Company as well. So Noble's gonna die. He doesn't have a third land drop. Even Mind Sensor might not be relevant at the point. Collective Company is the safe bet here. But then we still have to deal with these two. I think I'm just gonna go for the Knight. That leaves him the option of coming back into the game, but if he finds a fetch land then we cannot kill the Knight. That's just horrible for us. Okay, Bloodstained Maya is something that we need. And this one as well. So we're gonna go top, top. Bird, yes. So he needs to find a land source. Okay, Mind Sensor, as I said, wouldn't be really relevant. Okay, he didn't find a land source, which is great. So we can go ahead. gonna be red, or is it black? Probably just red. Play Kalitas. And then have protection up in a couple of ways, which is pretty nice. Choke. Well, we only have one blue sword. Or we could still get rid of it. Should we? Yeah, probably we are. Just gonna counter this. 2, 3. Wouldn't have been the biggest deal in the history, but it's still super annoying. Like, we can't deploy Snapcaster Mage anymore. Yeah, I mean, Kalitas is doing a good job here at preserving our life total. Therefore, we're just gonna go ahead and counter stuff. Oh, actually, this was pretty bad. Yeah, this was actually pretty stupid. Kalitas, of course, exiles whatever they're doing. And now they have a company. So that was bad in a couple of ways. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Yep. Oh man. Okay, so we do have this Zedicaster. We can... I think what I want to do here is 2 modes, this and this on him, so that we are unlikely to lose our Kalitas. They still need to block it. Maybe they're blocking it this way. Let's go into 1. Yeah, that was a fatal error there. I wasn't concentrated. Sometimes when I'm like too far ahead, then I just get sloppy. Yeah. Great. This is exactly what we needed for him to double block there. So Talus Tracker probably coming in, yes. And already sees a little boost. Goes up to 5. So he has exactly 6 damage on board. Another choke. Oh my god. Taken Talus Tracker though. So if we attack, we can kill this one, but we won't be able to kill the other one. We get a zombie, and then we probably just die. Yeah, I want him to play the bird for our Is It Steadycaster. Ooze is also a very good card. Corsa doing Corsa things again. Come on, play the fucking bird, man. Is he playing choke now? Hopefully he's playing the bird. And then to like draw a card with a clue. Yep, that's looking good. Dreadball also very, very good. Finally, one has to say. So we can grow our Kalitas to be a 7/8, which kills at least one of them, his guys. And then we can kill the other one with our Is It Steadycaster. Or he just goes to 1. There's another bird, which is basically a dead card. There's Nissa. Nissa is a good card, but he won't be able to. No, he won't. He will actually be able to play her. He will. So he cannot play Choke. If he plays Choke, then he's just gonna die. Nissa is really strong. Yeah, I think the play is just correct clue, play the land, play Nissa, and then make a 5/5 elemental. And somehow try to stop our Kalitas. I mean, he's dead to any bolt, any Kolaghan's commands, any collective brutality, any Snapcaster Mage. He's dead to a lot of cards, but he cannot, like, his only play, he has Bird, Choke, and a land in hand. He cannot play the Bird. He cannot play the Choke. Not reasonably, at least. Then he has to chump block both curses. Well, at least one. And he's still dead to our top deck, so. And it is a tough spot. I do understand our opponent here. It is tough. Kalita's doing a good job of preserving our chances here. Although I, as I said, made a fatal mistake. That was really bad. I mean, it wasn't super bad because like the outcome was basically the same except for us receiving a zombie token, which might have been the difference, but not necessarily. Yeah. Alright, he's cracking and going for... Well, Gavany Township's really good. Voice of Resurgence isn't so good. Come on, man. Yeah, probably top here. He only has 9 power on board, so he won't be jumping with more than one. Also don't think that he's going to ultimate Nissa. He's probably gonna play choke. We have to be mindful of that. So we're gonna leave up a an island. He actually ulted Nissa, interesting. Okay. I was gonna say, like, we know about all the cards in his hand. Would be some. Oh my god, Ramonov Excavator. That's good. That's a good source of life game for him. So I think the play here is he doesn't have a land drop anymore. He could go squatter, play something, another blocker. But I think the play is, and then he's going up to 6 again. But I think we're gonna do return Snapcaster Mage, deal 2 damage to him. Is that 2 damage? Because then we have Snapcaster Bolt, we have 3 creatures that attack, and we also have a Terminate coming up. So we can get rid of a couple of his creatures. Okay, he doesn't even play the additional blocker. Interesting. So we're gonna go kind of all in here. Do we need to beat him on the board is the question. We have a Terminate coming up. These 2 will untap. We get another zombie. We kill this, get another zombie. Terminate next turn. And we also have 43 life that he somehow needs to get rid of. Yeah, I mean, opponent keeps drawing cards. He needs to vomit at least, well, 3 creatures on the board now. So let's see. Scavenging Ooze can grow to be a 3/3, but the course is probably the most annoying. And then we can kill whatever remains of after we've attacked with everything. Scavenging Ooze is growing. And we should have killed the Ooze probably. Maybe. Because he can eat 4 creatures. Are there 4 creatures in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yep, that was. That also wasn't great. I'm really fucking this up. Definitely should have killed the Ooze. Wasn't a good one. So, but now he only has 2 green mana sources. That means the Ooze isn't big enough to block our Kalitas. Our opponent is at 50 seconds. He has a lot of triggers and he only has 17 cards left in his deck.